Hey everyone, back here today, and one of the things that I hear most from our Clinic clients that we work with is that they can't believe how much nutrition their body needs and how many calories they need to eat in a day in order to maintain that. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about our culture's perception around calories, where some of that information came from, and why sometimes the way that we think about calories in our culture is quite skewed and incorrect. So for that, we have to go all the way back to the Nutrition Labeling Act of 1990, super fun. And a lot of the information that I pulled from is from Marion Nestle's research in the writing of her book, Food Politics. And so that book really dives into the origins of a lot of the nutrition regulations that exist in our culture today. So going back to the Nutrition Labeling Act of 1990, essentially at that time, the FDA wanted a way for food companies to have to start mandatorily listing nutrients, ingredients, calories, and serving sizes in all of their food products. And in particular, the FDA was looking to advise Americans on how much sodium and saturated fat that they needed to take in throughout the course of a day. But that nutrition recommendation is based on how many calories somebody's eating in a day. So first, the FDA had to figure out how to come up with a calorie guideline that fit most Americans. And so how did they do that? Well, turns out they just asked. They had a USDA food consumption survey that they consulted, and respondents answered just regular food recalls, and the FDA found that most women were eating somewhere between 1,600 and 2,000 calories a day, 2,200 calories a day. Men were eating somewhere between 2,000 and 3,000 calories a day, and kids were eating anywhere from 1,800 up to 2,500 calories a day. But to put that in a nice summary on a nutrition facts label was just going to take up too much space. So what they ended up doing was creating a single round average that ideally was the midpoint of all of those ranges. And so the nutrition recommendation they came up with was 2,350 calories per day for all Americans. So why isn't that our nutrition recommendation on the label? Well, before they put out the nutrition facts sheet or the nutrition facts label and all the information around it, they put it forth for public commentary. And so certainly the public was there, also nutrition educators, medical professionals, and they reviewed all the data. And the information that the FDA got back from that review was that the people commenting felt that the 2,350 calorie number was too high, especially for women. And overall, they were fearful, nutrition educators, medical professionals, etc., that they were going to encourage the American public to eat too much. So the counter to what the FDA came up with was to round down to 2,000 calories a day. So that would definitely keep people from eating too much. It would better provide nutrition for women and what their needs are. And also it was a nice round number to educate with and provide diet recommendations off of. So when the FDA put out the nutrition facts label, they included a clause that said that 2,000 calories was just a reference and not a recommendation. But do you think our culture uses 2,000 calories as a reference, or do you think that we use it as a recommendation? So I think we use it as a recommendation. And so what the FDA also didn't anticipate, and some of these other people who were submitting feedback for the original plan, they didn't anticipate that most Americans would start to perceive that the 2,000 calorie number was actually too high for them and would intentionally potentially try to eat lower than that. And also that medical professionals would start recommending diets based off that, again, causing people to eat lower than that. And so now the diet culture that we live in creates a number of template diets, and they can be 1,800 or 1,200 or 1,600 or 1,400 or what have you. And all of these diets are within this idea of trying to eat less, trying to be thinner, the idea that thinness immediately equates to better health. And all the while, none of these numbers have anything to do with what someone's actual nutrition needs are and what their body needs to maintain optimal health. This is why at our clinic we do metabolic testing. We need to know how much your body requires to sustain optimal health and metabolism before we create any nutrition prescription that's going to support optimal health for you. In our clinics, it's not uncommon at all to see nutrition prescriptions that are up over 2,000 calories, sometimes up over 3,000 calories, in order to give a person what they need to function best. So before you jump on another low-calorie diet, I'm going to recommend going to a registered dietitian to have your nutrition needs appropriately calculated for you, and to also have that person review your nutritional needs in the context of your overall health and in the context of your relationship to food. Another caveat that I would say or offer is to avoid having your nutritional recommendations calculated by someone who it is not within their scope of practice to do it. For example, fitness professionals, holistic professionals, general nutritionists, or other people that have not had clinical training in calorie prescriptions. For many different professions, there's often a lot of nutrition certifications out there or continuing education that professionals can take to get a better understanding of background nutritional needs. And so it can help them in their profession, and it's okay to talk with them about just general nutrition needs or healthy habits. But when it comes to calorie plans specifically, that's considered medical nutrition therapy, and it's not ethical to be providing a calorie plan if you haven't been through the nutrition clinical training in order to do so. So I hope that helps with understanding a little bit more about calories, calorie goals, calorie perceptions, and I hope it can help you think a little bit more critically about what might be the next step for you when you're trying to figure out your own nutrition planning process. So until then, please eat more, and I will see you in the next one.